Looks like we're fucking live. Testing, testing. Yo, Mike, share, and edit. We are freaking live. Well, let's go. We are live. Let go live. We both you. Little girl, we are live. Dog is always freaking barking. Shh, making all that noise. Move. Move out my way, girl. Oh. Steve Urkel describes his drip. No freaking way, Urkel. No, he didn't. What the hell they be having on him? What's the way I owe these people?
I could see the transition in my field. Funny. I had to sit back and ask myself, am I going to take
got a video here. 90% of the clubs are women. Why men will never go to the clubs again. This is where if
you're anywhere from, let's say, 35 and up, you live in Long Island, New York, you're probably thinking the same thing I have. Where are all the clubs coming?
Atlanta nightlife right now is not the same.
Stop it.
Especially clubs. One of the biggest clubs, one of my favorites in Atlanta, it just closed down.
Fellas, welcome back. Today's topic is a hot one. Why men will never go to clubs again. And it was 90% women. We're diving into the reasons behind this shift.
I don't never see
What's
no
keeping
shit
men away
like
from the
this.
club scene? and the surprising effects of this change. If you've noticed the shift in nightlife or want to understand what's really going on, stick around. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more insights like this. Let's dive in.
That's it. I cannot do this shit no more. I swear to God, we're not another man. No. 3 nightclubs a week have closed in the UK so far this year. Yorkshire has been the hardest hit area, with 45% of venues being lost this year, including long-running clubs such as Wire. Venue owners have suggested that rising costs of living and a lack of essential public services are to blame for the closures, citing unreliable late-night transport and a lack of a police presence, which forces venues to spend on security and cleaning, services that should be publicly provided.
That's definitely out the country. No shoes on, just walking down the street. They always show the same video. You can never tell whether they having fun or not, because girls always have fun by themselves and they friend group.
Everyone is out in pairs. It's 2 or more. It's never 1. And I am just wondering, single people, where are you guys? Like, I just had dinner by myself. I was literally the only single person there. Like, single party. You guys are not staying home. Like, I hope you guys are, like, living life, because I need you guys out here. Me and my best friend FaceTime 3 times a day. I see her at least once a week. So when I introduce her to a man, it feels like a big deal, but she already knows everything about him. But when a man introduces you to his best friend, when he introduces you to the one that he sees him twice a year, definitely doesn't know his birthday, but that's his fucking boy. Oh, he's gonna marry you. Can't take that back.
This generation is cooked. Here's the reality check. Men are tapping out of the nightclub scene, and it's no wonder.
But when the
Think
dude
about
went
it.
up to try to say
Nightclubs
hello,
have
she
become
was
this
like,
game where men are expected to show up,
blocked the hell
spend
out
their
of him.
hard-earned money, and all for what? To be a prop in someone else's ego boost? Men are waking up to the fact that the deck is stacked
not
against
trying
them
to
in
do
these
nothing. Why
places,
he wasting
and they're
his
no
time?
longer willing to play along. The days of dropping cash for a couple of hours of attention are over, and honestly, it's an economic shift that speaks volumes. Nightclubs have turned into places where women expect drinks on the house, thinking it's part of their night out. And the truth is, a lot of men are realizing the game isn't in their favor. They're finally seeing through it. The free drinks, the inflated egos, the swipe of
Right.
rejection after rejection, as if
Right.
men are just there to fund someone else's night.
Pretty
Now,
much.
with this whole independent woman mindset and the rise of hookup
Since
culture,
you're out here
real
just to
connections
find
are becoming
somebody
rare.
else's night.
Many of these women are caught up in a loop of freedom that doesn't actually
They
fulfill
don't even
them.
look
And
drunk.
for men who are genuinely looking for loyalty and
She
partnership,
don't even
it's
look
become a
drunk.
nightmare to
I'm gonna
navigate this
lie, yo.
field.
If you ever go
Men
to
are
a
dumb. They
white
know that loyalty
club,
isn't
let
something they're
out,
likely to find in a scene built around quick
like
validation
it
and
gets
temporary
crazy.
thrills.
Even black
So,
clubs
fellas,
let out.
here's the reminder. You are the prize. Don't let anyone
White
convince
club,
you that your
white
value
club
lies
let
in
out be
entertaining
like,
a
what
crowd that
the
isn't
hell is
offering you the
going
same
on?
respect or effort.
It looked
Keep your
like
head
they
up
was
and
fighting a
remember
group
that you
of a
don't have
pack
to
of
buy into
cows
these
or
setups
something when
that
they
don't
come out the
benefit
club.
you.
I'm like, what the
Value
fuck
yourself,
happened?
because once you start doing that, the whole game changes.
Any dude
Going on a
gonna be
date.
like,
I don't want to go, but I do. I do want to go. This is good. This is the time of my life where I'm supposed to be doing these fun activities because I'm getting older. But what if you get there and he's ugly and he's awful and he looks nothing like he does online? Well, then you just have to remember that it's only 2 hours of your life and you never have to speak to him again if you don't want to. Okay, but what if it's 2 really, really excruciating hours and I can't hide my facial expressions and help how I feel? Then you just be honest with him and go home. This is good. This is good. I feel good. I'm going to have a great time. Welcome to dating in your 20s. Best of luck to all of you.
So how do you outsmart women who like to play games, who like to create a little anxiety, the little push and pull within you? Well, I'm going to tell you 4 ways. And if you have been following me for a while, you know my content, and I go a little bit deeper into things versus just give you kind of the surface level advice. If you're new here, my name is Sarah, and I help good men attract great women. So first of all, I just want to talk to you about what a game is and what games are perceived as. Now, personally, I don't think that games are quote unquote games. What they typically are just 2 people who are unsure, who lack emotional maturity, who don't necessarily know what it is that they're looking for, who are scared to really show themselves, be in a relationship. They potentially might exhibit these like push and pull behaviors to test your reactions, especially with women. Women will potentially pull back at times to see how interested a man is. And I know it's kind of crappy, unfortunately, from an evolutionary perspective, it is what we do.
That's just the game.
So it sometimes does work and sometimes it doesn't work. It depends on how that woman is rewarded.
They always
so the first
pull back.
thing you have to do is just recognize that it's happening, and then
it all depends how much
don't take
I
the bait.
feel like pushing
Don't
up.
play the game, because chess players
I've never played.
can only play chess when they're chess players. If you notice and you start to see patterns within your dating life, and that is what I help men do in particular and that are watching me and that are in my channels and in my communities, and I help them identify who potentially they're attracting, who they're attracted to, how to have upfront conversations about what it is that you want, about the dating process, about just whether or not you're looking for the same things. There's very predictable patterns in the people that we choose to date. And some of those
people don't even have real conversations, especially
now. So if you're a secure, healthy person, you just don't take the bait. You just know that, okay, this person might be creating this type of behavior because they have some insecurity and self-esteem issues. So I'm going to have to communicate concisely. Typically, when you enter into a new relationship over the age of 30, if you're not having clear communication and or setting boundaries with what it is that you want in a relationship, what it is that you are looking for, if somebody is attracted to the fact that you're pulling away and creating all of this intensity within the relationship, that's a red flag in the first place. So relationships in the beginning, there should be a little bit of like, kind of weird feelings because you're not really sure. That's okay. But when there's chaos and when there's turmoil and when you feel a certain sense of anxiety, that's something to pay attention to.
Here's the real truth. Sometimes the best thing you can do is just ignore her and walk away. Look, a lot of women think that playing games and pulling away is going to make men chase after them, as if it's some fairy tale where the guy just keeps coming back no matter what.
Right.
But real men these days, they're not here for it. They see the games, they see the hot and cold, and honestly, they'd rather walk away than play along. The truth is, when they pull these stunts, thinking it's going to make a guy more invested, they're actually pushing him further away. Men don't find the mind games intriguing. They find them exhausting. Why would any man want to keep trying to guess what she's thinking when she's not being clear about what she actually wants? Most guys want honesty and straightforwardness, not some complex guessing game where they're supposed to read minds. If she's testing him or pulling away to see if he'll work harder to keep her, she's in for a rude awakening when he simply doesn't come back. Right. And then they're mad that he didn't come running back, mad that he didn't beg or plead. But it's not because he doesn't care.
Right.
It's because he respects himself too much to play along. Men are learning that they don't need to chase. They can replace. There's no point in dealing with someone who wants to test his patience.
Bingo.
It's not a sign of strength to be constantly chasing someone who doesn't seem interested or isn't clear with their intentions. So next time she thinks that disappearing or playing hard to get will make him come after her, maybe she should think twice. Because men are waking up to the fact that there's no reason to put up with it. They're tired of games, tired of mixed signals, and they're choosing to walk away. Not because they're...
Unexpected illness
You
or
would have went
injury.
in there and they would have thought they was
Emergency
for
Doctors
sure.
provides expert
Like
care
if one
from
man would have went in there,
certified
and that's what's
doctors
crazy,
that
it's a
have
domino
time
effect.
and went through the-
Because if a man go in the club,
I doubt I'm gonna post this because
And
I'm just kind of like
he the only one in
wanting to keep a
there,
record for myself.
we all
I
know
met a
they're
guy in
gonna be
Mykonos 2 weeks
juicing him.
ago, And
I don't care if he look
I'm
like
about to
Pretty
go to the
Ricky. They
airport
all
to
juicing him.
fly to Toronto
Niggas just want
to go visit him, which is like kind of crazy. And he's been so sweet and so accommodating. Like last weekend, he's like, "What's your coffee order? Like, I'm gonna pick up everything." And
I don't know what I did.
he's made all these dinner reservations. He invited Georgie to come. He has a dog, so we're gonna like walk the dogs, go to dinner. And like normally I'd be pretty anxious, but he's so kind and we had so much fun together. Like he's so funny. No matter what, it's gonna be fine. So you only live once, you know. Toronto boy. The story that y'all been waiting for. Let's get into it. I was in Greece for 2 weeks this summer and I went to Mykonos. We were at Scorpios. This guy invited us over to his table. I ended up hitting it off with one of the guys, like unexpectedly. He was just so funny and we were just like ping-ponging off of each other. He's a handsome guy, but he isn't my normal type. Long story short, I got roofied, like straight up. Was roofied and so I had to go home. It was something that's never happened to me in my 38 years. My friends knew automatically. I'm happy to share that story now that some time has passed. The next day, he was texting me. He's like, "What happened to you last night? You just like disappeared." And I'm like, "Oh, like we stopped by this late night and then I went home, but my friends stayed," which is what happened. Like we stopped by this place on our way to take me home. He like didn't really believe me. I could tell he didn't really believe me, but I just was like, whatever. And to go to Alan Magoo to see Blondie DJ. And we ran into him in the bathroom line. He and I had so much fun. We were talking all night. Didn't believe me when I said I'd gone home the night before. I was like, honestly, I got roofied. But he's like, "Oh, I thought you just went home with another guy." Definitely looking back now, red flags of like, we're on vacation. Like the possessiveness is kind of weird. He actually does call me when he gets back. "What are you doing next weekend? I really want to see you. Can I fly you out to Toronto or can I come to Austin?" He's like, "Well, you can bring Georgie and we can like go to nice dinners and go for walks with the dogs. He has a dog. You can just like chill. It'll be nice. And you can just fly in late Friday and leave early Sunday." So 2 nights, but less than 48 hours. Of course, I was a little bit nervous about going. He seemed really respectful.
You already
He had a
roofied
guest
you
room, so
once,
in my mind,
dummy.
I'm like, okay, like he has a guest room. This is a no pressure situation. It's some background checks on him and stuff like that. Whatever. I felt very safe. Georgie and I made the trek there. Basically, as soon as I walked into his house, which was stunning, beautiful, amazing, I was like, oh,
You ain't see the signs.
this may have been a little bit of a mistake.
The sign was.
I don't know if I really want to be. He made all of these reservations. He picked up my favorite type of coffee. He was asking about everything. Like he was so accommodating. He put all my stuff in the guest room, so I was able to like get ready over there. And on the way to dinner, he asks me, let's call her Sharon. "Your friend Sharon, she's like not that smart, right? Like she's kind of stupid."
We're just testing, y'all.
What? Sharon? No, Sharon?
Yeah.
Sharon is like really, really smart.